What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of the PG Sports Podcast. Our special guest today is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the artist. Mike Jordan. Let's see, let's add him in. Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I just couldn't get over it when I texted you just like after the documentary. And then I was just like, I thought about it before, but I was just like, damn, like you must get it a lot.
Every day.
Oh yeah, I think there was a commercial too. Like, has that ever happened where like they really thought it was like Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Like you ordered food or something,
No,
or like made a reservation?
I don't know if they really thought, but they always joke. I went to for my bachelor party, I went to Michael Jordan's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And my brother put it under my name, the reservation. So they were cracking up when we walked in. So they were like, everybody's always got a joke.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, which one was that at? New York?
Mohegan?
Oh yeah, Mohegan. Yeah, Connecticut.
Yep. Yeah, I love Mohegan.
See. Hold on. Feel free to ask any questions. So what's up? What's new? What's been how has your life changed since Corona?
Not too bad. I work from home. Like my actual job is from home. So I'm home anyway. But my wife is home. She's a teacher. My wife is home, and my 11-month-old son, his daycare is closed. So that's a bit different to have him home all day with me, with us. Other than that, man, not too much. Painting is slow without baseball, but
Like have you been? Were you already working on anything? Like that was already like pre-sold. I guess before the...
I was working on a bunch of cleats. I pretty much did them all anyway, anticipating that the season's still gonna go on. I mean, if it doesn't, there's always next year. But that's weird because I don't know. Like, is Adidas, Nike, are the brands gonna release new cleats next season, or are they just gonna? I would assume that they would. Which
I mean, they kind of. I feel like they probably already have it in place, sort of.
Right. That's what I mean. They can't just push everything for this year out, next year out. So I don't know. So I mean, but most of the pairs I do are like specialty pairs for Players Weekend or special events anyway. So it won't really throw like the players off to wear them, even if they're the older model. I mean, they're brand new anyway, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah. You got anything you could show us?
Some stuff I've already posted. These the Kobe's.
Oh yeah, those are dope. Who are those for?
Tommy Pham.
Oh yeah.
From the Padres. Actually, all the stuff I pretty much. See, it's weird. Like every year, guys pretty much wait until like Players Weekend, like a week, 3 weeks before, or 2 weeks before, so everything's kind of rushed. But Tommy sent me like, I think 8-9 pairs or something like that early on. These I posted the other day. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Another pair for his niece and nephew. I posted a picture. He got a line on him. So, this year, next year.
How'd you get connected with him?
I lost you. What?
Oh, I said, how'd you get connected? Oh yeah, am I blurry right now or not?
A little bit, yeah.
Like really blurry?
A decent amount.
Let's see. What about now?
You're good now.
All right, turn off the Wi-Fi. Fuck it. How'd you get connected with Tommy?
Last season when I was working with Stadium, Tommy was, he was a client of Stadium, and I did his pair for Players Weekend, one of his pairs. I don't know if he has more than one, but I did a Nipsey Hussle pair for him. And then, just reconnected this year. He was happy with what I did for him last year, so he came back.
Gotcha. You sure I'm looking not blurry now?
Yeah, you're good now. Why am I blurry?
Okay. No, not someone was just tweeting. I'm tweeting. Someone was just commenting that I'm blurry.
Kmart wife.
Kmart. I don't know if Kmart's out of business, I think.
That's funny.
Yeah, so let's go into like how'd you get started designing cleats?
I saw a video on YouTube of Mosh.
Actually, hold up. Let's take it back. Were you
Okay.
like what kind of art were you doing before that?
None. No, like I grew up drawing like pencil art.
Yeah.
So I did like a lot of like I have stuff in here. I did like a lot of like sports figures and stuff like that, all pencil. But when I started this in 2017, I probably hadn't drawn in 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
So it was just random, just kind of a random thing.
Gotcha. And then how'd you get into the cleats?
I saw a video of Mosh on YouTube.
Hmm.
I never really thought about. I mean, it was out there; people were doing it. But I saw a video of him on YouTube doing a pair that the Yankees were giving Derek Jeter. I was like, man, that's cool. so I mean, it's freaking awesome. So anybody who's a huge sports fan, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do something, that somehow bleeds into professional sports or working with athletes? So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Ordered some stuff. I don't know, and then just started hitting dudes up, like practice squad players, NFL guys, like lower, I don't want to say no name, but less known guys, practice squad guys, we don't have a huge following who would answer DMs. A couple of them did. And then if you do good work, it kind of just spreads throughout the locker room.
Yeah. What about like when you first, like your very first one, what was like your very first one you did? Like, did you have something, like, how did you, because isn't it kind of hard to like do it on a shoe? Like, how did you, like, what did you do tryouts on?
I just messed around, like old pairs of cleats I had friends who were like throwing me just like old football cleats to work on and stuff like that. So I was just messing around and trying to figure it out. I mean, it takes a while to figure out how to prep and how to tape and how to use your stencils and, all the other stuff.
How long did that take you?
Oof.
Because I'm telling you, if I try to draw on a thing, like I ain't drawing, there's no way anything's happening.
No, I mean, it wasn't that long. I mean, if you read enough and you watch enough YouTube videos, the instructions are out there, and then there was a couple guys, a couple artists, like shout out to Des Customs, who was like cool enough to answer a DM when I was like, fresh and new and I had no idea what I was doing. I hit him up, I had a lot of questions for him about like the business and how to operate and things like that. Cause more than anything, I mean, it's more than just painting, a lot goes into customizing cleats for sure. Yeah,
definitely. Oh, Renee Montgomery, she asked before, what's the update on her? I don't know what kind they were.
Oh, I got to DM her about those. We got to touch base.
The Weatherspoon ones.
We got to touch base.
Oh yeah. Well, who was your first pro that you did cleats for?
JoJo Natson who's he with now? He was on the Jets. He went to the Rams when they went to the Super Bowl. He was with the Rams. I forget who he's with now, but when he was with the Jets, he was on the practice squad. I did a pair for him. And I did a pair for Shane Smith. He's not in the league anymore, but he was a fullback with the Giants. So, like, probably consecutive weeks, I did a pair for JoJo, and then I did a pair for Shane. It was cool because the very next week, both of them got called. Both of them got added to the regular roster. So within the same week, my first 2 pairs I ever did were both in NFL games, which was really cool. Actually, I had tickets to that Jet game, but it was pouring rain, so I didn't go. But Shane Smith gave me tickets to go to that Giant game, so I was at the game when I technically, one of my first pairs when they were out on the field.
So
yeah.
Did you get pictures from that?
I got a picture. I think the first time he wore them was out in San Fran, and somebody snapped a cool picture. I forget what the photographer who the photographer was, but somebody snapped a cool picture. So I had that somewhere up there. It's up on my wall.
Yeah. What about like tell me, like obviously I already know, but tell like the people that don't know, like who else you've done cleats for.
I almost have to look. T.Y. Hilton, Terrell Pryor, Robbie Anderson, bunch of guys from the Colts for my cleats. Matthew Adams, Marlon Mack, Cam Jordan, Shane Smith, JoJo Natson, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Tre'Davious White. I think that's it for football.
Then you did CC's once, right? Twice.
For a softball game, yeah, I did it. Yeah, baseball I've done. Derek Holland is like one of my main guys. He's awesome. Who else? Tommy Pham, Michael Chavis from the Red Sox. I'm blanking. CC for his charity softball game. I did. Who else? Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. Christian Vasquez from the Red Sox. Talkman from the Yankees. Christian Walker from the Diamondbacks. A bunch of others. That was a lot of that. Most of that was last year.
Yeah, so you got. I mean, yeah. Did you do any NBA ones yet?
No. Renee's pair, the Kobe pair I did for her, will be my first pro basketball pair, which is cool if they ever play.
Yeah. Hopefully, sports come back soon.
Yeah. No, I had an opportunity. I got offered an opportunity a couple weeks ago to do a pair for a big, I forget his name, big draft pick. Probably gonna go in the first round. He's out of Maryland. I forget his name, but it was a very quick turnaround. I couldn't do it, so I had to turn it down. It sucks.
Gotcha. Yeah. What are some? Didn't you do someone's? Not. I don't think it was an NHL player, but didn't you do someone's skates?
Yeah, I did. I painted my old skates. A couple pairs of my old skates, just messing around.
That was dope.
Because at the time, cleats are so mainstream, and there's sneakers in general. There's when I first started, I was like, man, I'm going to be one of the only people doing this. And then there's
now it's everybody.
a million people doing it. So at the time, I was like, I want to do something different. I'd love to segue into my own thing that nobody else is doing. So I tried the skates. And one of the pairs, kind of blew up a little bit. But I don't know. Hockey players aren't flashy, and I don't really know what the rules are.
I think that, I don't know what the rules are
I've
either.
done golf clubs.
Oh, okay.
I've done the driver head of golf clubs, which I love doing. I've done 3 of those. If I could do that, if I could actually make a market for that and do that exclusively, I'd drop cleats immediately.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What about have you done anyone's hockey helmet? Like a goalie helmet, I mean?
No, I haven't. I thought about trying it, but it's not totally different, but it's different because obviously it's a different material and it's different prep. You have to scuff it up, and then it's different paint. As far as I know, you kind of want to buy it. It's almost like car paint.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then finishing, the finisher I use on a pair of cleats is not. You actually have to get a goalie mask clear coated. So I would have to go to a local auto body shop and have them clear coat it, which isn't a big deal. I haven't done it yet.
What about what kind of paints do you use?
I use Jacquard for airbrushing.
You sponsored?
No, I'm not. I wish I was. I was sponsored.
Maybe we can make it happen.
I use Angelus for anything I do with a brush. Okay.
Yeah, how many I have no idea about paints. Is there a lot of different brands?
I don't know of any others. Those are the two best, sure.
Gotcha.
There's other acrylic. It's just acrylic paint. you know,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's other acrylic airbrush paints out there, but these are the two that I know like the big dogs use.
Yeah.
So whatever they use is good enough for me. I know like Des uses Jacari sponsored, and Mosh Angelus. So whatever they use is good enough for me. And a bunch of other guys. There's a lot of sponsored artists that use those two.
Yeah. What about yeah, how long do they take you usually? Let's say on average.
Depends, man.
All right, say how much is like a base? I mean, how much time is like a basic one, and then like a more complex one when you're doing like a portrait?
Okay, so like a basic, if they don't want anything, if they want like a
Just
logo,
like designs, little
yeah, like a logo and I don't know some lettering, it probably take like with prep, probably takes like could take like 4 or 5 hours.
And then what
And
about
then
what about when you're
I
doing like
mean
the
like
faces?
this pair with the double portraits.
Yeah.
These two portraits each probably took me 10 to 12 hours each.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
So you spread that out in like, well, obviously
Yeah.
I guess 2 days, but I'm saying for the one 10-hour one, are you doing that for 10 hours?
No, I'm doing it like because I have a full-time job, family, so I'm doing it like I'll start one night at like 8 o'clock and I'll work until I mean sometimes I don't want to put it down, so I work way too late. But I'll go for like 4 or 5 hours, and then over the course of the next few days I'll like finish it. But I'm also I'm like an extreme perfectionist too, so I'll finish it, put it down, be like, all right, I'm done, and I'll go back to it like 2 days later and be like nitpick over stupid crap. But it's important, you know, like when you're doing a portrait of somebody's family member or a public figure, somebody who passed away. I mean, Kobe, especially somebody like in a public figure, everybody knows exactly what they look like. I mean, I've seen really good portraits out there that people have done that, I mean, people get abusive in the comments and are like, oh, his eye doesn't look right. There's just a tattoo artist. I forget his name. Steve Butcher Tattoos, I think, does amazing work. He did a tattoo of Kobe, and people were like picking him apart in the comments. Like, his eye is too shut.
Oh my god!
And he was in the comments like, all right, yeah, like I accept your feedback, but it's like, well, that's how the picture. If you look at that picture that he did, of Gigi, Kobe's eye was like, that's how. I mean, that's the way the picture looked. You do. Somebody was like, oh, you should have changed it. No, you don't change that. If you're doing a portrait off a photo, you do it as it is.
Yeah, for sure. What about like what's been like maybe your top 5 like personal favorite designs so far?
Oh man, I don't know. Baker, I'd say the Baker Mayfield ones, just because they were like I mean, I think they were a very creative design. I mean, we have the hat right here actually. Yeah, so I mean, not the Dangerous with the 6 because I know that was kind of out there, but the numbers with the targets. I mean, I think that was pretty creative. So those, I like the.
Has anyone copied that? Because I didn't see it.
Not that I know of. I haven't seen anything.
I'm surprised actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of he had a down year, so
yeah.
You know. A couple pairs I did for Players Weekend were a lot of fun. Oh, the Home Alone pair I did for Cam Jordan.
I like the whatchamacallit ones.
Which one?
You did for him, Cam Jordan. The one it was like the video game.
Oh, Knockout. And, Yeah, Knockout and Mike Tyson. Yeah. Yeah, some stuff I did for Derek Holland, Joker pair, Mario pair. I really like the Game of Thrones pair I did for Michael Chavis.
All right, those understood.
Last year he didn't get to wear them because he was hurt, you know. But he was actually cool enough to put them up to share them, which was really nice of him.
Yeah. So yeah. What who's like your dream person to work with?
I mean, I'd say Jeter, but he's not. He's only golfing.
Custom golf club.
Now, probably Judge.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, probably.
Have you worked with actually any of the brands yet?
Like an exclusive collaboration kind of thing?
Yeah.
No. They don't.
What about?
I mean, to be honest, the only people that are doing that are like, you know,
Or-
the top tier
Yeah.
artists. I mean it's just the way it goes. Like, and I'm not saying I'm not more talented than anybody else. I mean, there's a ton of people talented all over the place, but it really, I mean, a lot of that has to do with just like social media presence and, you know,
Connections. I think you'll get there one day.
You know what? I don't know if I have the time to obtain the presence. I do this so infrequently. You know, last year I was very fortunate to have, you know, I had to take a week off work to do everything I did for Players Weekend, and I was fortunate that like every pair I did kind of, you know, was out there as being, you know, that's what you want to do too. Like some people do volume. They do a pair every day and they're constantly posting. I don't do everything that frequently. So when I try, that's why I spend so much time on everything I do too. Because when I try to do something, I try to make it so good because I got to make every pair count. So it actually, like, you know, makes ESPN or makes, you know, Bleacher Report or whatever, or whoever I want to repost it.
Yeah. What was your first big one that like blew up social media wise? Was it the Baker one?
Baker, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that one was all that one. I think you probably had every outlet.
Yeah, once he retweeted me, it kind of went crazy. And then last year, Players Weekend, the Office pair I did for Derek Holland was like ESPN posted it. Everybody, and I had no idea, or I don't want to say that was the last pair that I expected. I mean, it was a cool concept, but like quality wise, I mean, I worked hard on it, but because there were like 6 characters on it, I couldn't spend a lot of time on each character, so I kind of made them cartoony. I didn't think they would really, you know,
that's what happens.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, it's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, it happened to me before. Even like if I have a dope design and I think like that one's gonna sell, and then a one that's just like literally just a font, and then that one just sells and it sells way more, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, for cleats, like it's all about concept.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to come. I mean, you could do the best art in the world, but if the concept isn't like trendy or you know, relevant, you know, it doesn't really go anywhere. The Office is so big and is you know,
like a cult. They got like a cult following.
Oh yeah, so that was cool. You know, those were all over the place, which is, you know, you want to be recognized for the work you do. That's half the fun.
Yeah. What about you haven't done any with Michael Jordan, like painting Michael Jordan?
No, but I plan on it. I actually have a pair of Jordan 1s, thinking like a size, I don't know, I forget what size they are. I'm just sitting around. So, but now the documentary came out, kind of refreshed for me how great he was, and I think he deserves a pair. So maybe I'll make them and I'll auction them off, or I'll raffle them off, or give them away, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What else was I gonna ask? What the hell? I had another question in my head, but what what other sport would you want to get into that you haven't got into yet?
I mean, probably I would love to do hockey or golf, mainstream golf. Like, and that's, you know, there's no market for it. I don't see any of these pro golfers walking around with custom driver, you know, custom painted driver head. So, I mean, if I could do that, but I don't know.
I think the hockey cleats would be cool, but I don't know what the rules are either for NHL.
Yeah, and hockey's rough too. I mean, you have the wet element of the ice. You have, I mean, they're really taking a beating, and the skates are like a weird, you know, they're a different material than, like, they're not leather. So leather is obviously the best to paint on for cleats wise. So I don't know how skates would go. I would do it. I would give it. Guys have done it before. A couple of guys have done it for the Winter Classic. But other than that, I haven't seen anything for hockey.
Gotcha. Sneaker wise, what have you done sneaker wise?
I haven't really done a lot of sneakers.
Do you think people don't hit you up because they don't think you do sneakers?
I think people probably think that I prefer cleats because that's all I post.
Yeah.
I just did a pair of sneakers. You know what the thing is? I don't take a whole lot of private orders.
Yeah.
And I'm picky because my time is limited. So
yeah,
you know, I don't just do. I'm fortunate because I get to pick and choose like what I want to do. So, but most of the inquiries I get are about cleats. You know, I'll do sneakers here and there. I don't always post everything I do. I kind of just post what I think is the most interesting stuff. Or obviously, when you do stuff for a pro athlete, you know, it has a greater chance of, you know, being out there and you know, you gaining business of it or off it or whatever. But
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm
still trying to think of a cool concept. I have some Jordans that I never wore yet. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do yet, but it'll happen one day.
Well, that's the other thing too with Jordans. Like, a lot of people with Jordans want, Mike, who's your favorite shoe artist? Mosh.
Isn't he from Connecticut?
Yeah,
he lives in Connecticut, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy. But the thing with Jordans and sneakers is a lot of the times people don't want, like, I do a very specific type of art. Like, there's like customizers out there and there's artists. Yeah. I don't know if they're one and the same. I'm an artist. Like, if you want me to paint like a character or a portrait or a person or an animal, great. Anything like I can dive into and put details into. With sneakers, a lot of people, like, I get kids who will hit me up and they'll be like, hey, I want my white Jordans painted red. No offense. I have no interest in doing that. There's literally 300,000 artists on Instagram who will gladly take that job, and they, you know, they have an interest in doing that. I just don't. It's not like it's not artistically.
Yeah. That just doesn't.
Appealing to me to grab a pair of sneakers and paint them red. I'm not.
Yeah.
Into it, so.
You're just a creative.
Yeah, I just like the portrait stuff. So I'll leave that, you know, to other people. They can do that stuff, and I'm just not I'm not into it. You know,
so
the sneaker owner is like, if you wanted on a pair of your Jordans, if you wanted a portrait of Michael Jordan or whoever, amazing, I'll do it 100%. But you know, to paint something like, oh, I want this part red and I want this part yellow, no thanks. You know, no offense, but I'm just not into it.
Hey, Mike, can you paint my shoes red?
And I'm not trying to belittle that, you know, process.
No, I know
that it's a pain. I'm 100%, especially like Jordans, because it's like they have so many panels on them, like the Jordan 1s, like they have the upper section and the toes, and some people want like certain areas painted, and it can take 3-4 hours just to tape the section off where you're not painting. And because I think it goes back to my time being so limited, because I have a full-time job and I really can only do this like at night or on the weekends. You know, if I'm spending 4 hours on something, I want it to be something I enjoy doing and not like, oh, I taped for 4 hours and you know. So.
Yeah, for sure. Have you done any boxing shoes?
No, I would. I'm open to anything. I will do it, you know, anything, as long as it's like artistically worth my time, I guess, just because that's, you know, that's what I'm into.
Yeah, the other ones that were dope last year too were probably maybe because I could relate to them because it brought me back to my childhood, was the Nickelodeon ones. I think it was like, what was it? It was like, it was SpongeBob, right?
No, I mean, well, there was a bunch of different characters on them. That pair was a whole. I did those in 2018, I think. That was a whole adventure with that pair. Yeah,
it was an adventure pair. That was the Nickelodeon adventure pair.
Nickelodeon adventure. So that's on the sport of soccer. I'm not a soccer fan, but I would do soccer cleats.
Do soccer? I don't think I've really seen soccer players do it, because their cleats are already usually crazy colors.
Yeah, I don't think too many soccer. I don't know. I don't think too many soccer players do it. But I mean, there's a market for everything. All it takes is, honestly, it takes one guy. You know, a perfect example is OBJ. You know, customs were out there, people were doing it, but once Beckham started wearing like his custom stuff from Picasso, you know, that's what blew it up, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just one guy, one big guy, one big player, then you're good. Yeah, have you done any collabs with any other artists, or is that like weird?
Well, I mean, when I was with Stadium, we had a bunch of different artists, but we never worked on the same pair. I mean, I think a lot of artists who do this probably like for their full-time job, they don't want to go into the realm of like collaborating with people. I mean, I would do it. I've thought about maybe just branching off and being like, you know what, I can't manage my own stuff anymore because it's too much. Like, let me just be available to other artists if they want. You know, not. I suck at a lot of things. There's a lot of things I'm not good at with customizing cleats. Like, if somebody hands, I mean, I've gotten pairs before and they're like, oh, freestyle it. Like, I want this, but just freestyle it. I don't know. Like, I can't, I'm not good with that. I need like a concept. And so I suck at that. But a lot of people aren't very good at portraits. So, I mean, if anybody ever needs a portrait on a pair and wants to hit me up, I mean, I'm totally down to collaborate. I would love to do it with other artists, but
yeah, I don't know if a player ever did it. I think that'd be cool if they got like one shoe designed by one artist and then one shoe designed by the other artist.
Yeah, I mean, there are players I work with who work with more than one artist. So
yeah.
You know, if any of them ever hit me up and said, "Hey, you want to jump in on this?"
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I did that recently. I have a couple pairs that I got to do that. You know, the concept isn't. You know, I don't have a lot of time to get them done. The concept isn't really something I'm into, so I have no problem like, you know, bringing somebody else into the mix, give them a little business, make them some money. You know, they get some stuff out there. That's cool with me.
Yeah. So, like, if you had the opportunity, would you want to do it full time?
Sometimes yes, and then other times I'm like, man, I'm so happy that I don't.
I gotcha.
It's you know what it is like.
Because it started out as a hobby, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was always drawing was a hobby. Yeah, like I would just do it for myself, like in my spare time. But this was always my goal was always to work like with pro athletes and doing this. But I mean, it's a grind, man. Like just the back and forth and the painting. If I go like a week without painting, I don't miss it at all. It's when I start back painting again, then like I have to paint like every day for a few days because I'm hooked on it. You know, it's kind of, I just go back and forth. There's a lot of upside to this. Obviously there's like the good times are great, but it's not all like great. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. So, you know, sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, for sure. What's up, Cordell? What's up, Jordan? Yeah, I mean, I guess not till after all this is done, I guess you'll have new projects. But yeah, I guess hopefully baseball soon. I don't know if there's gonna be baseball season. It's kind of dicey right now.
There's not. I know Manfred's saying yes, but I don't think. I think everybody's gearing up for. I think we'll probably have football. I would hope, but they're also saying that there's going to be another wave of virus like in the fall or in the winter. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean, it'd be crazy, but I think there is a chance that sports might not come back till 2021.
Yeah, well, and if that's the case, then everything I did this year will, you know, go into next year. Hopefully, you know, I hope.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, that's half the fun is putting your stuff out there and seeing it on the field, and you know, hopefully a media outlet or somebody, you know, shares it. It feels good to put so much into something and then that be the result. But you know, at the end of the day too, as long as the player likes it and you know, you did what you were asked to do, then you know, it's all good.
Has any celebrities reach out to you?
No. Not yet. I mean, they have, dude. There's such an endless supply of artists.
Yeah, no, that's how. Yeah,
it's really hard. Standing out, doing this is really difficult, and it's crazy too because you could do the best work in the world and have it be shared everywhere. It doesn't mean that you're going to get any business out of it either. You know, it's kind of a lot of it is luck. You know, the right person sees your stuff at the right time, and they just happen to be looking, or you know, so you really do. You got to get lucky, and the more stuff you put out there, the greater chance you have of being lucky. I probably post a new pair like, once every, especially now with COVID going on. I really don't have much. I was trying to hold off on posting the stuff that I did recently in case baseball comes back, and then I don't want to be reposting the same stuff over and over. But I didn't have anything to post, so I started sharing some stuff. But it's tough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you should post some stuff maybe that you haven't, or if you have anything like I said, like the old stuff, and be like, yo, look at this is where I started. Like this was like the first shoe that I just like sampled on.
I didn't take pictures of those. I think I threw them in the garbage, so I don't have many more. But yeah, I'll go back and I post like stuff that I posted a couple of years ago. But then people have seen it already, and Instagram is crazy with the algorithm, and then they're not getting any attention. You're like, oh man, okay, he's flopped. So
tell me about the other guy that just started doing like with all the videos with the guy. Didn't you do the video with him too, right?
Oh, why is his name slipping my
wasn't it Charles or something? Charles?
I'm blanking.
Is his name Charles?
Yeah,
right?
Sir Charles Media.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I found him. Mosh introduced him to the world. He started working with Mosh. That's how I found him, because Mosh started posting videos he was doing for him. So I just hit him up, and I told him that his stuff was awesome. So, and I think it's easy. Like some of the pairs that I was doing at the time when I started working with Sir Charles they're like very pop media, pop culture. Like the first pair was the training day pair I did for Brian Burns on the Panthers, and that's actually one of my favorite pairs. But so when you do something like that, and it gives him like something to work with, because he could put a video in the background of whatever scene it is, or pictures. I mean, so he's awesome though. He does like really dope video edits.
Yeah, that was.
So many people are working with him now.
Yeah, that's just like a dope concept for you guys, because it just brought like just the content to another level.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, anytime you can bring a video into it or some type of edit like that, music, all that stuff, it's awesome.
So I know you're a Yankees fan. What'd you think the Yankees were gonna do this year?
World Series.
Did you watch the MJ? Did you watch the MJ doc the other night?
Of course.
What'd you think of it so far?
I thought it was awesome. It made me sad too, because I was born in '85. That was his second year in the NBA. So my parents didn't know who Michael Jordan was when they named me, but growing up, I wasn't like a big basketball fan either. I didn't have like an influence. Like my brother wasn't a basketball fan. My father wasn't a basketball fan. So I can't even remember like watching basketball or watching Michael Jordan. So kind of made me like regret, like, oh shit, like I don't remember how great he was. And then you watch the documentary and you're like, damn, like it was just insane. Yeah. Everything they showed was insane.
I think that's what's going to kind of happen to a lot of people with LeBron.
Yeah, I would assume.
Because everyone always like hates on him. I was named after MJ in 1990. There you go. His name is Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun. The Dennis Rodman episode next week? It's going to be crazy.
Oh, is that what it is? I didn't see the preview.
They said, because they said the third episode is just featuring Dennis Rodman, basically.
I feel bad for Scottie Pippen, man. I didn't know he had it so tough. I didn't know he was being paid.
Yeah.
So poor. I mean, not poorly. I mean, the guy was making millions of dollars, but I mean, compared to what he was.
Yeah, I want to know more in depth of what happened those years too, because like Michael Jordan went from like $4 million to $30 million. Like, how does that happen? And then 30. They said actually like if you do the math today or whatever inflation or whatever the hell it is, he made them. That's like the most anybody ever made in a season because it equaled like 52 million today.
Well, they said I saw a thing the other. I forget who posted it, ESPN maybe, but his Nike contract was like $70 million, and that was then.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's insane. I mean,
so basically it was like 140 because it was almost like double. They said to now.
It's got to be the biggest. I can't think of any others. I mean, like what they say in the documentary: Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali,
Mike Tyson.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Was it Tyson? I could see that, I guess.
Oh wait, you mean endorsements or what?
No, they said like in terms.
Oh yeah, no, how big? Yeah, no, they said
like
Mike Tyson. Yeah, Mike Tyson.
I think obviously every sport's got one.
Yeah.
Ruth.
Oh yeah,
Ruth was the other one they named. I mean, hockey. I guess it would be Gretzky.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, baseball. I feel like there's a million. Football. I don't know. Does football have one guy?
I hate to say it, but I guess it's Tom Brady at this point.
I mean, well, now, yeah. I mean, of all time. Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
He might be the greatest of all time. It's true.
So I had I hopped on Maurice Jones-Drew's live somehow. Like he was live, and so he was letting people ask him 2 questions. So one of the questions I asked him was, would Brady be the GOAT of GOATs, like the greatest player like ever of any sport, if he wins the Super Bowl? And he said, nah, he's the greatest player of any sport right now. And I was like, I don't know about any sport.
I mean, that's surpassing. LeBron obviously is the first name that you would think of. I mean, baseball. Trout. Trout, but baseball doesn't get a lot of credit, and Trout doesn't get a lot of credit. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Trout's going to go down as one of the best players that nobody knows about. Yes,
for sure.
It's pretty crazy. What about have you done any LeBron portraits?
No, I mean, I would. I would do anything. You know, I would do any portrait or.
I think your most unique one is what's his name? Trey. Was it Trey? What's his name on the Bills?
Trey White. The goalie.
Yeah, Trey White. Yeah, with the goal. Yeah, with the goalie. I'm still confused by it. I don't know the whole story. I'm not a Bills fan, so maybe the Bills fans could tell me what's the story with that.
I think they just consider him a goalie because he's a DN, so
yeah, shut down.
He's a
corner.
Quarterback, yeah. So yeah. I think they just consider him like the stopper because he's one of the best corners in the freaking league. So
yeah.
No, but yeah, those are cool. Trey's a good guy. His wife is really cool. I talked to her primarily. Yeah,
it's dope. Yeah, I think that's all the question I have, unless you got any questions for me.
What are you doing? What's going on with you right now? Fill me in.
I've been doing these. I started these now, so I've pretty much been doing them every day. I mean, pretty much no one has an excuse, essentially, because we're supposed to be inside. So, I mean, that's been dope because I did get some big people. I got the last 2 days, I got 2 random people. They just said, yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm free today. So I was like, all right, I already got one scheduled, but I'm doing it.
You're going to get that blue check mark soon.
Yo, I need that. I want it on Twitter actually more than Instagram, but.
Do you? Why?
Yeah. Because it's like, I've been on other people's verified pages you could filter it on Twitter. So you could see when like verified people tweet you and stuff.
I gotcha.
But on Instagram, there's no like filters or anything. But I mean, yeah, it'd be cool for Instagram right now. Yeah, it'd be dope because then I'd be going on everybody's live commenting, and then they would just see me just because of the check.
Right.
Like I'd just be like, hi.
No, you got some big people though. I've been trying to tune in, but 4:00 is tough for me because I'm just getting finished with work.
You're from New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Someone asked, "What's your favorite pizza?"
I mean, honestly, I'll eat any pizza. I mean, I just eat like local stuff. I forget what town it is.
Do you know Connecticut has the best pizza?
I heard that.
All right.
I like a place called Reservoir Tavern. I forget what town it's in. I don't know. I like a lot of local stuff. Probably nothing that you would ever hear of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Old New Jersey pizza is pretty good.
I went. Wait,
Not as
you're
good as
you're in North
Connecticut.
you're in North Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I was in South Jersey, and one of my boys kept on telling me Pete and Hilda's was good, but I went there and I didn't think it was that good.
Which one?
Pete and Hilda's, or yeah, it's in South Jersey.
Never.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
never.
Central. I don't know. You guys, all my Jersey people. They just have the territories North, South, Central.
Yeah.
Um,
Pizza's pizza though. To me, I don't know. I could eat pizza anywhere. I had pizza in Connecticut. I had that place where that Julia Roberts movie was made. Oh, Mystic Pizza.
oh
You
yeah,
missed
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That was
I don't know if
right.
I ever had the actual, because they have the frozen. I had the frozen ones, but I don't think I ever had the regular stuff. Oh, this is my boy. He has his own brand. He said Darty collab. You know what? Wait, do you know what a Darty is?
No.
Like, any guesses?
A darty?
Yeah.
When you hit somebody with a dart? What does that mean?
No, it stands for day party. Darty.
My boy says there's no Central Jersey.
No Central Jersey. Yeah.
My wife just joined, which means my son is watching.
What's your son's name?
Jackson.
I didn't think it was Michael Jordan.
No, I was trying for Jeter.
Yeah.
But she wasn't going to let that happen. So
Was-
I wanted middle name to even be Jeter.
Was
But
Jackson for Reggie Jackson?
No. I mean, I like to say it is, but no.
So you learned a new thing. Darty is day party.
Day party?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a college thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm old now too, so don't worry. I'm out. I've been out of college for 5 years now. So
Is that that's like a college thing? Darty?
yeah. Like when there's a party during the day.
Is that like I don't like what? So why did he say Darty collab?
I don't know. He probably wants his logo on the shoe.
Oh, he's a logo. Okay, we can do that.
He probably wants something basic, or he'll probably ask you for red shoes.
Oh, Jesus.
He's not creative. He's not that creative.
I mean, a logo's not bad though. A logo's something. It's better than just recoloring.
All right, yeah. What about? All right, so my favorite shoes, Jordan 5s.
Yeah.
So that's what I have. Would it look weird if you painted the PG Sports logo over the Jordan logo?
No.
So it would look like PG Sports sneakers.
Yeah, you can do that.
But the only thing is, I think I have. All right, so the new pair I have, which I probably would want. They're black. No, they're white, black, and gold.
Yeah,
So
you could really do. What color is on the Jordan logo area?
the tongue is like gold, and the Jordan logo I think is black. But I do have a red and black pair, but I probably wouldn't want to get those customized. But I'll send you a picture. I gotta find
I
them.
don't blame you. I'm not into wearing custom sneakers.
No, but the whatchamacallit ones, I never even wore them. They're just the other ones I didn't wear specifically, but the gold and black ones I just never wore just because.
Yeah, I have a few pairs that I don't really wear too often.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Yep. Well, appreciate you coming on, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Sure, man. Anytime. Yeah, let's make some more hats, some more shirts.
Yeah, I
You still
really.
have
That's
shirts?
what I really wanted to do with the hat, and I know you were like, I don't know if I could paint on it. Was with the targets on it.
Yeah.
We should use
Well,
that concept again somehow. I don't know.
I feel like that unless he has a good season this year.
Baker. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Someone asked one more question. Let's see if it's he just said it again. Darty collab. He must have just joined that. Oh yeah, he just joined in. So Dim, you missed it, and I just taught Mike what a Darty is. So he said he's down. He's down to day party. All right, man. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, we'll be talking.
We can collab anytime, Darty.
All right, man. I'll see you. Have a good one.
All right, man. Have a good one.